Today we're getting fit, fierce, and confident, courtesy of Core Balance KE, and that's where we are at today. I'm going to be telling you more about Core Balance KE, but this is the show where beauty, lifestyle, fitness, all that good stuff comes together to make sure that you stay glam. This is the Glam. This is where your beauty is cherished, your wellness is prioritized, and your heart is treasured. Thank you so much for joining me, Tracy Wanjuru. So first things first, you have to take off your shoes. And to be honest with you, that's just as much as I know about Pilates. We'll get to know more from Marco, who is our instructor for the day. Hi Marco.
Hi Tracy.
This is fantastic. I've seen a Pilates studio on social media, but seeing it up close and personal is different.
Yeah.
So do you call this a bed?
We call this a reformer bed.
A reformer bed.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So Marco, tell us more about yourself before we get into the nitty-gritty about Pilates.
So my name is Marco. I'm a Pilates instructor. My niche is actually clinical Pilates though.
Clinical Pilates.
Yes.
What's clinical Pilates?
So clinical Pilates is an avenue of Pilates where we work on rehabilitation work more essentially. So people who are having issues with alignment, people who are having issues with their spine, right? People who have had surgery, so we do pre-surgery, post-surgery rehabilitations. Yeah, so essentially that's what,
Oh, wow. Yeah. Now, when we got here, you know, I was speaking to Marco in Kiswahili, and I'm like, why is he not responding? But Marco is actually Ugandan.
Yes.
Yeah, how long have you been in Kenya?
I've been in and out for a while, but I've been here now, working here. This is my second year.
Second year?
Yes.
Out of 10, how much do you love Nairobi?
Nairobi is amazing.
You love it?
Nairobi is amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can tell from his, you know, his smile. He loves it
amazing,
here.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So how did you get started with Pilates? Because I know Pilates is not every person's, you know, cup of tea. Yeah. But for you, why did you decide to get into this?
So I've always been fascinated by movement. I played a bit of professional football before, but I've always been fascinated with movement. And I need to give props to someone called Wangari. She owns Zuberi Pilates. So she really got me interested more in what Pilates is.
Okay.
And we started out with her. And then now slowly I just worked on continuous professional development.
Oh, wow.
And then now here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, for someone who's trying to probably gain muscle, would this be a good exercise for them?
It would, because essentially Pilates is low impact strength training. Yeah. So we could incorporate other aspects of strength training with it. The bed itself, we have springs, you know, and those springs are tension filled, you know.
Okay.
So slowly and slowly, an instructor just builds you up with the spring tensions, and you're able to build up on it. Yeah. Though I would also like to tell people that you can't depend on Pilates for building up muscle completely. You know, you have to supplement it with strength training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to get into it, and probably you can touch on the 6 principles as we continue. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tracy, I was telling you about the bed, right? There are different kinds of bed in Pilates. So there's different kinds of apparatus. This is called a reformer bed. There are also different kinds of apparatus. There's something called a Cadillac. There's a Wonder chair. We don't have them there, but we're going to focus on this bed here. It has a tower, right? Which is very different from other beds, which just have the bed by itself without the tower. So the bed, I told you about spring, right?
Yeah.
This is the front part of the bed.
Okay.
This is the back side of the bed. The bed has a carriage that moves up and down.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah. Right. You have this spring that I was telling you about, right? So you see you have different color springs.
Yeah.
The reds are the heaviest. Then you have a blue, and then
the yellow,
which is the lightest, right? This reformer bed has a foot bar that goes up and down.
Okay.
Right? hands, you can maybe place it there. So this is a footrest. So foot bar, footrest. Okay. We have a strap for feet when we're doing abdominal movements. Okay. We have a carriage that has 2 shoulder blocks and an adjustable headrest. Okay. So with clients who are having neck issues, you can adjust so that we can stabilize their necks. And then the carriage moves up and down, and that's how we're able to achieve length in our movements. Right? So you're going to sit on the edge of the reformer bed facing this side.
This side?
Yeah, so just sit on the edge, right? So move a bit towards the edge there. Okay. There you go. So once you sit like that, you're going to dip your shoulder towards that shoulder block. Okay. And then you're going to roll your back towards the carriage, and now your feet are all the way on the foot bar. There we go. Great. Now, I want you to put your hands like this in a diamond formation. You're going to place your thumbs right above your belly button there, right? And your middle finger is going to go to your pubic bone, right? And we're going to assume that we have a ball in the middle there. Yeah. And we don't want that ball to roll towards our nose, and we also don't want that ball to roll out, right? This is important because it will help us understand the pelvic movement, right? So I want you with your hands there, right? Your tailbone, lift it up. There we go. Just like that. And then you lower it down. So once you lower it down, you'll notice that your thumb goes higher as you push the tailbone down, right? And then you're going to inhale. Then as you exhale, lift your tailbone up. Thoracic breathing, very important. Breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. We always exhale mostly on the exertion. When we are doing the work is when we're going to exhale, right? Inhale to just prepare and stabilize, all right? Great. Now, normally, we always encourage clients to place a fist between their knees, right? Just one fist, right?
Oh, just one?
Yeah, just one, right? And you notice, so once that happens, this is the alignment you want to have. This is the space you want to have between your ankle and between your knees. Okay. Because that means your hips are stacked together, the knees are in alignment, your heels are in alignment, right? And you have a neutral spine, so you're going to place your hands just at the side of your hips there. Then take a deep inhale to prepare. Then as you exhale, push with your lower back first and then press all the way out, and we're going to get length. So inhale, and then you're going to exhale, push. All the way till you get length. And then you're going to inhale, rolling all the way in. And we exhale. And inhale, nice and gently, all the way back in. And then exhale one more time. And we're going to roll in and hold the carriage there. Great. Good job. How are you feeling?
This is interesting.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
So, like I told you, we have different principles that guide along Pilates, right? So we have breath work as one principle. Precision is everything. You notice we never started moving until we made sure that we have correct, proper alignment, right? Third principle is control. So we don't necessarily move too quickly, right? We move with mindfulness. So we make sure we have our breath in check. We make sure we're in the right cueing before we move. And then when we start moving, move with control. Going up and then coming down, right? Okay. Great. So now I'm going to adjust your movement. So this, what we're doing is called footwork. We always start with large group muscles so that you can have good circulation, right? Now, you're going to slide your heels, keeping that alignment on your knees. Slide your heels together, just like that. Open your feet in a nice V shape. Your knees and your shoulders are in the same alignment. Hold it there. Great. Take a deep inhale. Fill your stomach with air. And then remember, as you exhale, you're starting the push from your lower back. Great. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale, gently rolling in. And exhale. And one last exhale to push out. Hold it there. Release your heels. There we go. Great. So you have length on your feet, right? You're going to bend your right knee only. Bend your right knee. And you notice as you bend your right knee, the left heel pushes farther. If you let it, just let it push. It's a natural body movement, right? Great. And you're going to interchange. So you're going to inhale, then exhale as you bend your left knee. There you go. And inhale as you lift both heels, and exhale as you bend your right knee. Great. And inhale. And exhale as you bend your left knee. And inhale. And exhale. Go for 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. 1 last exhale. Inhale, lift both heels, hold the carriage, bend your knees, gently roll back in as you exhale. There you go. Good job. Shake your feet, lift your feet, just shake them off.
You know, it really looks like easy,
Yeah.
but I can feel the tension in my my legs.
In your legs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
In my legs and even here.
On your calf.
On your calf, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Interesting, right? Great. Now you're going to slide your heels back up, and you're going to slide your heels to the edges of the footpath. Just like that. Great. You're going to do something called an external rotation of your ankle. Just like that. There we go.
Okay.
Great. Now, remember, neutral spine is very key. So make sure we still have it, all right? Take a deep inhale here. And then the exhale, push out, all the way out, get length. Yeah. For 5. 1 last one for 6, all the way out. Great. Slide, bring your feet back to the center of the vertebra, shake it off again. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I can feel the workout.
You can feel the workout. Yeah. All right.
In what ways have you seen Pilates really shape, first thing, transform people's body, shape their confidence, and shape their, beauty, their glam, their everyday glam? How have you seen Pilates contribute to all those 3 factors?
Wow. Okay. So one is the consistency of Pilates. One, it just helps people with their discipline, right? And just an active lifestyle, them just coming and us variating and modifying workouts, and just seeing somebody grow from a point where they literally didn't know anything like the way you came today, and then us stacking up slowly and surely now seeing transformation. We always say that if you want to see a body transformation in Pilates, 30 sessions consistently, you're going to see a difference. In about 10 sessions, you'll feel a difference, right? You felt a bit of a difference in just one, in just a slow movement, right? And it's because we are really focusing on one core stabilization, The area between our shoulders all the way to our pelvic girdle, this is where a lot of our vital organs are, right? We have a lot of musculature here. And now once we're able, and also our spine is very important in our health, and so once we get to do a Pilates session, where we're focusing on alignment of the spine, we're able to do a few movements, you're able to rehabilitate the spine in just moving, right? We call it flexion and extension, which I'll show you a bit later, right? And you're able to now be able to, once our core is well, remember also our digestive area is here, right? Yeah. So even from a Pilates session, I always tell people you'll have better digestion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really
because,
important.
you're expanding, you're contracting a lot of those muscles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you said that 30 sessions are enough for you to see progress, transformation, of consistency.
Yeah.
How long is one session of Pilates?
A session is an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Of what I just did?
Of what you just did.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
What are some of the things that you believe women can get from doing Pilates, and even men, right? Because I know you also have some male clients. What would you say are some of the 3 things that you can guarantee someone who starts Pilates? What are they going to get?
1 is they're going to work on posture alignment. Okay. 2, they're going to work on flexibility, and that's something that we really struggle with, essentially, especially with our lifestyles now. We're always behind, we are behind the computer for long. We're either sitting behind a desk for long, we're either driving for long, you're sitting in traffic, right? So we really have tight muscles. But for sure, you're going to get postural alignment, you're going to get flexibility, but also with the principle of breath work, what I've realized in my years and in this time that I've been practicing is people tend to actually learn how to breathe more better And now that means that they even have more proper circulation in their bodies as opposed to just before they started doing a Pilates class.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So now you're going to show us 3 advanced, workouts, which I will try, just maybe 1 rep. I'll try just 1. But after that, we'll just answer the frequently asked questions, okay? And we'll just quickly go through that. And then, we can say, thank you, Core Balance. But yes, let's do 3.
Yeah. So I'll show you.
Zile deadly, the ones that are very deadly.
Stingo deadly. So I'm going to show you an advanced movement, but I'll modify it so that you can also be able to
No. Just treat me like an advanced trainer.
I can't treat you like an advanced. Today is your very first session. So I'm going to show you what we call a plank, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to show you an advanced plank, and then we'll also do a modified plank.
Should I lift my knees now?
So as you push, that's when you lift your knees. As you push, and then you go all the way out into a nice plank. Roll in, hover your knees, inhale, hover your knees, lift your hips up, there you go, push.
Yeah, this is definitely an advanced workout. So we've seen the first 2, now the last advanced Pilates workout.
All right. Not many people get to do this actually. All right. So I'm going to start here.
Okay.
All right. And then you lengthen out.
Oh yeah, this looks a bit crazy. Yeah.
We get back.
Is that one movement?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's actually okay. You know what? I'll just try for 6. So Ati, I'm definitely not gonna go all the way down.
Yeah.
So we're holding where?
So lift your elbows all the way. So just hold.
Okay.
And then bring your feet all the way towards the edge there. So
already, hapa kuna challenge height.
Yeah. So feet there. Yeah. So just push it all the way up. Yeah. Great. So that's your start position. So once you're there, push your body forward. No, don't go down yet. Okay. Push your body forward. Push your hips forward. Yeah. And then lengthen out your hand. There you go.
Okay.
Great. And then you start.
Sorry, am I like this?
Yeah.
I'm tiptoeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. And then you're going to start by bending your head. So you bend your head and you roll. And you
that's it. That's all we have for today.
That's all we have for today.
That's all that we have for today, folks. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit intense. How is Pilates different from yoga?
How is Pilates different from yoga? Yeah. They share a lot of things, breathwork. They share a lot of principles, breathwork, precision, flow, right? But the thing is, if you notice, Pilates has apparatus, which is the equipment we use. Yoga mostly essentially is just a mat and probably the yoga block, right? But in Pilates, we have the dowels, we have balls, we have weights, we have the apparatus itself, yeah. So they're very different.
Okay. What should I carry when I come for my Pilates class?
What should you carry? A bottle of water and a lot of curiosity. I always tell people just come curious.
Okay.
Because you're going to learn a lot. Yeah. So as long as you have the correct attire, right, and you just have a bottle of water, yeah, that's all you need to come to a Pilates class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do I prepare my body as a beginner or first timer for Pilates? Are there any things I should do before?
I mean, essentially all the things we'll do to prepare you are in the studio, you know, so because here we'll work on, first of all, we'll warm you up, you know, we'll talk about Pilates, we'll give you a bit of history about the Pilates, so you'll be able to be in the know before, yeah. But we always encourage them, just come, yeah, because that's where I'm trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just come as you are, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah,
Fantastic.
I'll prepare you for the class, and also make sure that you leave the class prepared to go out.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, where do I find Core Balance Kenya?
Where do you find Core Balance? Well, you can check us out on Instagram, Core Balance Studio, but the location is Shanzu Road, opposite Elite Valley.
Okay.
Elite Valley Estate, yeah. It's
All
a
right.
black gate. Once you just get there, you'll see a black gate. There's a parking with a big padlock, which we don't know it's there. But yeah, that's where you'll find us.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
How much is a Pilates session here at Core Balance?
A class is 2,000 shillings.
Okay.
Yeah. A regular group class is 2,000 shillings, but we also have private sessions which are 4,000 shillings. Yeah. And we also do a lot of things, other things here aside from Pilates. There's trapeze yoga, there's mat Pilates classes as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marco. I
Thank
had
you
such a
so
great
much
time.
for coming, Tracy. Yeah.
Thank you.
We hope to
so
see you again soon.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I'll definitely be coming.
Yeah.
Thank
And it's a
you.
good thing you're doing, because I did a bit of background research for the show, The Glam. Yeah. And I loved every. So
Now you take it and then you take it to that
so
side.
I take it to that side.
Yeah, and then I'll
Okay.
bring it back.
And then I bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
it's a
Marco.
good thing, and wellness is a big thing that I'm also very passionate about. You know, I feel that in the world today, there's a lot of misconceptions around wellness. So just you guys giving proper information is really important. Thank you very much.
And I mean, we wouldn't do it without people like you, people like Core Balance Kenya. So thank you so much for having us.
You're
Please make sure to find them on social media if you want to book a session. I know they can also just take sessions even from Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a website too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the website?
CoreBalanceStudio.com. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Remember, wellness is an integral part of your day-to-day. So you need to make sure that you're taking care of, just investing in that. So thank you so much. And until next Wednesday, see you. Stay glam. Oh, are you ready to transport?
Well.
That was intense. Okay.
You did well.
Yeah, I'm definitely. Let's see. We do the other stingo.
Which other stingo? Look at you now. Oh.
Yeah, this is definitely an advanced workout.